Manufacturing teams make hundreds of machine decisions every week. Most are still based on calendars and manual inspections. IPercept changes that. In this machine health product demo, we follow a real event on a real machine, a WFL M65 operated by one of our customers. A developing fault caught months before it became critical. A platform that responded when the situation changed, and 100,000 euros of unplanned downtime avoided. This is the factory overview in the IPercept portal. Every machine monitored at a production site appears here, with its current health status visible at a glance. A maintenance manager opening this in the morning can immediately see which machines need attention and which ones are running well. Today we're going to follow one machine, Machine 2, through a complete event cycle, from the first warning signal all the way to resolution. This is the machine overview page. The degradation stages, stable, observable, accelerated, and critical, tell you the absolute level of degradation of each of the mechanical systems in the machine at the current time. The machine history below shows how the health score of every monitored subsystem develops over time. Each green dot on this chart represents a full test cycle. Hundreds of thousands of data points collected, processed, and analyzed by IPercept's analytics engine. And this is one machine. Across our entire customer base, IPercept has accumulated billions of labeled data points across several machine brands and models, the only labeled dataset of its kind in the industry. The system works from a physics-based digital twin. It knows how each machine should behave and detects deviations from that reference. No baseline period, no thresholds to tune. The first test already tells you the absolute condition of the machine. And that's exactly what happened here. Let me draw your attention to the milling spindle. This line here. From the very first test in mid-2024, IPercept identified a degradation, most likely caused by a defect in the bearing. Over the following months, the health score declined steadily. Not a sudden event, but a slow, consistent progression. The machine was still fully operational and producing good parts, so the customer kept running production as normal. That's the point. Early visibility doesn't mean early intervention. It means you're never caught off guard. Then, something unexpected happened. A suspected collision event, the kind of shock that occurs too often in a production environment, dramatically accelerated the degradation. The health score dropped sharply. IPercept detected the change and the platform issued a production critical alert. The notification the customer received said, "A significant drop in the health score of the milling spindle has been identified. IPercept recommends replacing the component as soon as possible to avoid quality issues." Behind that alert is a full diagnostic report. Let me show you what the customer received. The machine health report is delivered as a PDF, printable and shareable across shifts. That's a deliberate choice. Manufacturing teams don't only use dashboards on the shop floor. They need something they can hand to a technician, bring to a maintenance meeting, or file for traceability. This is built for how they actually operate. In the report, we can see that this observation is classified as production critical, the highest urgency level. It identifies the milling spindle as the affected subsystem and the bearing as the likely faulty component. In addition, the report lists the failure modes that were ruled out. This is something no other tool can offer. Knowing what isn't wrong is just as valuable as knowing what is. Instead of sending a technician to inspect every possible cause, the maintenance team can go directly to the component that was actually responsible. That alone saves hours of diagnostic work. And because the platform caught this before the machine failed, the customer had something easy to underestimate: time. They contacted the OEM, secured the replacement spindle, and booked the service window, all while the machine was still running. If they had waited until it stopped, the spindle wouldn't have been available. Lead times on critical components can run weeks. Instead, when the replacement arrived, everything was ready. After the replacement was completed, in early January 2026, IPercept issued a new machine health report. Here's what came back. The milling spindle is back in the stable stage. And if you look at the observation history, the bearing defect that was tracked for months now appears as resolved, closed out automatically once the health score confirmed full recovery. The customer received an email notification confirming the bearing defect had been fixed, so they don't need to log in to know the machine is healthy again. If you're a plant manager running hundreds of machines, you shouldn't have to check a portal to know your machines are healthy. IPercept comes to you. The fault was detected from the very first test. The diagnosis was specific. A warning was issued when the trend accelerated, and the action was clear. The outcome was confirmed. The customer estimates this avoided 2 to 3 weeks of unplanned downtime, approximately €100,000 on a single machine event. And here it is in one view. The full story, from the first early signal through the critical event to full recovery, captured automatically. This was one machine, one event, and one application. Machine health is just the starting point. IPercept offers several other applications, all running on the same device with no additional hardware required. Every new machine adds to the only labeled dataset of its kind. There are 5 million CNC machine tools in operation worldwide, and IPercept is the only one positioned to monitor all of them.